Every time I end the turn, I just have visions of something tragic happening. I mean, I know we've gained a lot of stability over the past few turns now. And, oh, they are coming back. That's a spy. That's he could cause some problems for us. He could cause some problems with his little spying things. We do have a spy, though, in our own lands that we could try to counter-spy with and either convert him over to our side or get rid of him completely. So just got to keep an eye. Just got to keep an eye. Okay. So agent exposed. Yes, yes. Very good. Blah de blah. Blah 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 blah. Peace negotiated. Western Roman Empire with the something or others. Britannia in favour of good autumn. Food shortage is no longer happening here because we've got those buildings constructed and converted. So now in a food surplus type of situation. Marvellous. We have carrier pigeons. What the hell's that all about? And Horse has gained a rank. He must be governing very efficiently indeed. In fact, probably the increase in influence is helping. Yes, he's doing a very sterling job. It's a very sterling job indeed. And maybe even as he's creeping up in age, 47 now, perhaps even considering him, the king is, to become the first judge of the faction. No one's ever made it this high before. Maybe Horsa will be the first. A few more years of ruling. Maybe when we've unified the whole of Britannia we shall reward you. But for now, just keep doing your job. Got quite a bit of influence actually as well. I think that's fast sneaking up there, isn't it? What about Wigbower? Excuse me. 93, he's 13, he's 30. So the more that the influence of these guys increases, the power bar will swing a little bit lower here, which is good for us because it means that we will not be suffering quite as much public order. Negative debuffs. It'll go down to -1 instead of -3. So that will be quite handy. Anyway, what was I doing? That's right. I was trying to give him some skills that would help him, particularly help him with governorship. Now, if we increase his authority another notch, that will increase the likelihood of him having a positive effect on public order. So we'll go for that. That now gives us an extra public order point for governorship and reducing corruption. Another good stat to have as a governor. So there we go. Lovely. Another turn, another crack at diplomacy. We're getting greener and greener with these people, but they just don't want to trade. Right, let's keep pressing on. Right, Franks, come on. You're almost now 27. That's as high as it's ever been. They're expanding pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. Yeah. Come on.
Welcome. We will talk and then we will feast until our guts run.
This is ludicrous. What the hell do we have to do to swing? I mean, obviously give them money, probably,
we
but...
We are an honest folk and value honesty in others.
I don't want to give you money. Septimaniacs?
Be welcome.
I think I should just accept the fact that nobody's interested. Today. Just accept it. Just forget it. Forget trying any more little poxy negotiations. Apart from the Abdanians, who I'm determined to crush into a peace.
Welcome. Speak. Come.
Fine, whatever. For whatever. Who needs diplomacy when you've got military might? Just get to crushing. I say that, and it's going to be winter next time, which means we're probably going to have to camp on the border.
Getting on our way.
This is going to tick them off because we don't have a military access treaty, but who gives a flying crap? The time for treaties is over. If you want to do something about it, Caledonians, then do something about it. In fact, you know what? We didn't even... I don't know why we wanted to go to this first. We could have just taken the Caledonians out first. It would have made no difference whatsoever. But it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. We can't encamp this turn, but we'll have to fortify next turn because it is winter. to negate any attritional losses. That's fine. You can come down now. Keep your eye on this border. I'm quite happy there's no picked armies hiding in the undergrowth, waiting for us to pounce. I'm more concerned if the British spring up. And we'll take you to the province capital. In fact, the province capital's there, but I would rather have you here, if you don't mind. There we go. And Lindum is now going up. +4 per turn public order. Very stable, very good. I like it. Of course, Ablana is suffering big time because there's no army in here. So we've got to be quick also for this purpose as well. We don't want this to start spawning a rebellion, causing further concern whilst we're over here. Anyway, let's keep pushing on. I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go. How long am I gonna go this session? I can't see the timer. My second screen is black, where I have my timer set up. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? He's gonna cause some right problems. I'm telling you now. 3-star agent. If we can't take you down militarily, we shall make your life misery with our agents. They're saying. And I can't say I'm going to disagree with them. Alright, political gain. What's this? This man hungry for power has positioned himself to take office without my approval. Well, you sneaky dog, you. Maybe getting a little bit ahead of himself. He heard on the grapevine that Gewis was considering promoting Horsa to a judge, and he's taken up the position without being officially declared. Well, no. As much as we were considering it, Horsa, nobody takes position until High King Gewis has said it is time for you to take the damn position. How dare you? The cheek of it. It's probably going to, it's going to lower his loyalty a little bit, the fact that he's been shunned. But yeah, you take position, Horsa, when the king says you take position. His wife should be just making sure he's aware of this fact. Utter cheek. Okay, it's winter. Winter is here. We are suffering attritional losses unless we get ourselves encamped. So, and we could just take Eildon and then we'll be inside that. Now, will we lose men walking across here? I don't know. Will we suffer attritional losses if we move? I mean, we're not going to suffer massively. But the High King doesn't want to throw men away needlessly. He isn't Senred, walking through bogs, you know. So I think we'll go for it. We'll go for fortify, get ourselves entrenched, get our men nice and ready, fatten their bellies a little bit to increase morale. Not too much, just a little bit of food, a little bit of merriment, preparing ourselves for the attack next turn. And looks like our new governor of Caledonia at Hibernia has also ranked up, so let's have a look at him, shall we? Let's go to the political screen. Here he is, Sungifu. Do you have any any governed province stuff? No. Any governed province? No. Local province. We want governed province. Right, he is a sage, which increases the research rate faction wide. This is pretty handy. And then we have to go for that, so that's fine. Marvellous. Keep up the good work, my chaps. You're doing sterling work. Sterling work indeed. Right, excellent. Okay, so yeah, he's entrenching himself, waiting for next turn to strike out. That's not a problem. All building work is halted. And ooh, that's nice. I think Ablan has gone up quite considerably because of the food shortage was relieved, but now that the public order is reducing, that's going to affect our tax as well. But we're showing a positive 1,000 talents per turn here, which is very nice indeed. It means we might be able to push the boat out a little bit and do a bit of spending. In Britannia Superior, of course. 3,600 and 6,000. We've been wanting to do this for some time now, haven't we? It is quite a lot. It's only going to take a little bit of food. It's going to give us some public order, going to give us some extra growth, give us some extra wealth, give us a more garrison, increase the development of our roads. That's quite handy. I think it's worth it now. It's quite a... yeah, I think it's worth it. Whilst we're showing a profit, we're soon going to be taking lands as well, so that's going to increase further. Although, technically speaking, we might have to spend some coin converting some of the newly conquered buildings and stuff, so maybe we'll just do a U-turn on that policy. As soon as we conquer these lands up here, we might have to spend some coin getting the provinces into the sort of shape that we want. I'd rather do that as a priority than expanding any of our current holdings. Okay, so this is the last turn before the attack begins. Okay, he's going to land. He's going to the shore. You can see he's coming. He's making a beeline for us. Should get my spies ready to pounce, shouldn't I? I might bring my second spy down here as well to counteract this. Have two spies ready to try and work. A call to arms! The Geats. The Hispanias, or the Hispanics, or however you want to pronounce, or however you define them, are attacking the Geats. Now we have a defensive alliance with these guys. And if we... shoot in hell. Now these probably were going to go to war against us anyway, because they've got an alliance with the Picts, I think it was. So we were bound to be at war with these one way or another. And we are allied here. So let's do it. Let's do it. It's about time we started flexing our military muscle right now. We've been passive for so long now. We need to show the world exactly who we are. Right. I don't know why they declared war, because they're all the way down here. Look at the Abdanians! Woo! They've got a full stack out of nothing. This is the trouble when you leave a horde alive. They can entrench themselves, they can set up their little, you know, their little horde and get their tents up and start recruiting and start thriving a little bit. People turn a blind eye to them as if they've been eliminated, and then they can come back when the time is right, sail their little horde across, and cause us some problems. We've got to be careful here. Got to be very careful. We're not overly careful. They're still a world away. Okay, so we've completed troughs in Britannia Inferior, which should hopefully, yep, it does solve the sanitation problem in Sagontium, which is lovely. So no chance of disease outbreaks. He's coming down, so I am going to take this spy. I am going to bring him down in preparation. We'll have two of our spies attacking their spy. And now we'll move in for the kill.
Thirsty for battle.
It's going to take us a turn to build some siege equipment, which is a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so they're allies. They have Hispania, they have Britain, and they have the Caledonians. All trying to help them out.
We will go to war then. Prepare your souls. You go to meet your ancestors.
War declared. Are these... They are joined, yes, they are joined by this. Yes, they are... Yeah, okay. Okay. All hell is breaking loose here. Okay, so we can sack. We can sack for some coin and plunder, cause a little bit of instability, and then occupy. Or we can just occupy straight away. Now, again, no reason for us to want to go sack. We're not being overly greedy. I know we're trying to stabilise and stuff like that, our economy. And Gewis is all about the treasury, but in the long term, it's obviously more stable, I think, to occupy.
Warriors all!
Although they are going to rebel anyway. So, Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Bear with me a second. Right. Does he have movement points? No. So, once again, the gates were open before us. We marched in, and they welcomed us with open arms. Lovely. So next turn he marches on Eildon. And as we can see from the diplomacy right now, we're still trustworthy, which is good. We had no treaties with the Picts, it's the Caledonians we had treaties with, but we didn't break that treaty. They joined war against us, as did the British. So that keeps the Allemans out of the fight, which is good. We were already at war with the Hispanians, so that's fine. So we've just about managed to wangle it somehow to make it look like we're the innocents in all of this. In the eyes of the other factions, of course. Okay. I think it's time for a clean sweep here. I think it's time to act swiftly. So, Gu is taking Chuisis and Eildon. I think it's time now to strike with Essler. He's going to take the initiative. Eboracum is part of this. Province anyway. So there's no point of dilly-dallying and waiting. The sooner we get the British away from their last settlement, the quicker their remaining armies shrivel up and die, because they are not a horde. So off we trot.
None will escape.
Not quite opening the gates to us this time, unfortunately. But never mind. Not a problem in the slightest, because we shall build some siege towers, which will take 3 turns. We don't want that, do we? 2 turns? No, we don't want that. Ladders? 2 turns? Wow. 2 turns. Oh well, it'll starve them out a bit. Not a problem at all. You starve, my friends, you starve, while we build our lovely ladders, and then we shall come careering through your gates,
besieging settlement,
bringing you crashing down to earth with a bang. Marvellous. Okay, lovely. So that's the military movements. Let's have a wee peeky. Anything else that we should be taking care of? We've seen the Abdanian threat, or potential Abdanian threat, and I don't think they're going to accept a peace treaty. I think the reason why they're not is because perhaps secretly they're looking and eyeing up taking back their lands, eh?
Greetings to you. I trust you come with honourable words that I can hear kindly.
Look at this. We have never been in such good relations with the Franks. Since the start of the game we were locking, well, we never literally locked horns, but we were eyeing each other up with massive suspicion. We didn't like each other. It's like the neighbour next door that you just don't get on with, you know. You're not going to go around and put his windows through, but you pass him in the street and you don't even look the side he's on. That kind of relationship. And right now, we're lending each other sugar, mowing each other's lawns. Just, you know, very nice, very friendly. Not quite looking after each other's kids just yet. We won't go that far, but we're, you know, we're getting there. So come on, come on. We're now green face, for God's sake. You surely to God
pork roasting for you,
must
and better ale and mead set aside.
I mean, what is this
First
foolishness?
we talk.
What is this utter foolishness that you will not trade? 2 powers, you know, 2 quite mighty. You know, empires or whatever you want to call it. Strength ranking 6. We have how many lands now do we have? 7. They have 6. We should be trading. It just makes utter sense. Obviously not to them. So the Abdanians aren't going to go for a peace. The Franks and the Allemans aren't going for trade on aggression. So nothing else we can do. Now I do have to run to the post office very soon. What time are we on? It's 2:30. So I can go until the next couple of turns, which we will conquer Eboracum and we will conquer whatchamacallit up there. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I didn't see this coming. As soon as you set sail I knew you were coming for me. Let's just hope he doesn't do anything deadly. In fact, let's get our spies on the case. Let's get our spies on the case very quickly. Wigbert is now keen. Bad summer. This could be a sign from God. Military investment. Not quite invested enough though, are you?
Laying siege to their hovels!
Still besieging. It's fine. One more turn. Meanwhile, up here, the gates, they open again. Come on through, High King you. Come on in. We've been waiting your arrival. We heard you were coming. Here, have some money. Have some food. Here's our women and children. Take your pick. Not quite as bad as that, but there you go. And Knight of Gew, not even having to lift a finger. Oh, let me get sat down. I'm sat on my legs. So here we go. One more turn is all we need to conquer Aboracum, and then we have achieved our objective. The British Isles will be ours, unified under the banner of the Saxons, and I have to say, far, far easier than I anticipated. It initially looked as if we were going to struggle to have to lock horns with all of these major factions, but being patient and building up your economy, allowing our enemies to waste their resources on foolish campaigns in Gaul, has made Britain ripe for the picking. It's great. It is absolutely great. Not great if you're craving me having to bog myself down and fight and lock horns on the battlefield with tough battles, because we're just walking through gates at the moment. Hardly the height of excitement, but then again, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. I'm not going to purposefully put myself in sticky spots. So we have unified Caledonia at Hibernia. We have gained timber as a result. So things are looking rather rosy. The only thing we're going to have to worry about in the next session is we are going to have to try and have a look at the building policies here, to see if we want to jig a few buildings about, see what the food situation's like. It's actually pretty good. See what the religion is like and all that sort of jazz. I'm not going to do this now. We're going to focus on that next session, because the next session is probably going to involve me trying to gain some stability in the newly conquered land, because there's going to be rebels popping up in the next turn. As I said, some buildings to jig around, all that sort of stuff. So High King Gewis is going to go back into a mode of stability, ensuring that the entire island of Britannia, the two islands of course, are at their utmost efficiency, so that we can then plan for the future to see where we want to go next. But no need to rush. Anyway, in the meantime, I want this man, I want manipulate. What does deceive do? It stops him. Manipulate, stop. Does manipulate mean he comes over to my side? I don't know, but I want to try it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. It stopped him, but it hasn't brought him over. Is this a champion? A hero? Oh, wait a minute. There's a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors situation, isn't there? Champions. Are they... Where's the encyclopedia? Let me see this here. I want to see who spies are vulnerable to. Can we see that? Characters. Spies. There we go. Does it tell us? Does it tell us? Introduction. Spies are subterfuge experts. Vulnerable to champions and effective against priests. I mean, we might not want to get our spies too close to this man then. Looks like we need to tackle a champion with a priest, of which we don't have any right now, but we can get a priest quite soon if we construct a temple in one of our province capitals. Okay. Anyway, we're going to wait one more turn, see what comes, and then capture Aboracum and bring a close to today's session. And then in the next session, we're going to have to focus on a couple of things. As I said, making sure that we get some stability in our newly conquered Britannia, Maybe having a look at how to deal with this little situation. Keeping an eye on the Hispanians, of course. Maybe even considering sending an army down. Who knows? And the political situation. Take a look at the political situation. As we conquer more lands, we might need more people in the council. There's a whole situation with this rebellion that's just cropped up now as well, which the High King can actually put down relatively swiftly and relatively easily, but we won't do it just yet. Sacrificial dagger. Sacred King has been researched. Okay, so last order of the day. Bish bash bosh. Through the gates. Aggressive stance. It is a very straightforward battle. And if I'm not going to fight it, and I don't have the time to anyway, I have to rush off to the post office. So there we go. He suffered a few losses, but nothing major. Nothing major. We take the land, and with it, we take Britannia. We've done it. Stage 2 of the campaign complete. Stage 1 was gaining stability in Britain, Britannia Superior. The second stage, getting Britannia under control. The third stage is now going to be gaining stability in Britannia. And look at our income, it's looking rosy again. We could even recruit a fourth army possibly with a bit more build smartness. So yeah, the third stage, gaining stability in Britannia, and then the fourth stage, after we've done a bit more of this up here, it will be to consider where we go next. Where do we expand next? I mean, the natural expansion point would be in Gaul. Start taking some of the northern Gaul lands. That would mean going head to head with an equally powerful Frank faction. But alternatively, we could get a couple of our armies sailing down and maybe land on the northern tip of Iberia and start taking it to the Western Romans. There's a lot of land for the picking over here. Possible. As a first step, we could actually send a spy down here and see if we can see how weak this place is, because if it's weak enough, that would be quite an interesting prospect. But that's all surmising and of course debating, if you wish to leave a comment for next time. So join me then when we shall hopefully gain a bit of stability in the northern reaches of Britannia, and we'll see what our enemies bring to the table. See you soon.